Hi everyone, it's Annette and welcome back to Cotto Verde. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of our front garden. About a year ago I posted my first ever video on this YouTube channel showing you how we were planting some shrubs in this barren wasteland. It really was just a piece of land that was left over from when we had all our renovation done, and there was nothing growing in it, and it was very sad and neglected. But today I think it's looking fabulous, and I really want to take you on a tour and show you the progress we've made in a year, and all the flowers that I have in bloom at the moment, and everything that's to come from the things that we've planted. It has been a lot of hard work, but we've really enjoyed doing it, and I think that how it looks now is a testament to all our hard work and what can be achieved in the space of a year. So this garden gets sunshine all morning. There's a tiny bit of shade over there created by this enormous tree in next door's garden, but it gets sunshine all morning, even up against the wall. The wall starts to come into shade, and then this area up to about there will be shaded by late afternoon, but this part of the garden here gets full sunshine. The tree does create a little bit of shade on that back border there in the afternoon. So first I want to point out we have a beautiful lawn. It's got a few daisies and a couple of patchy weeds, and we need to fix a few things, but we sowed the lawn in fact a year ago in April last year, and I think it's looking fabulous. So here at the front of the bed I particularly love the ajuga, which is setting off those daffodils so beautifully. Just the white and the pale yellow with the blue is exactly what I wanted. And I've got two different types of ajuga. I'll put the names up on the screen. So this is the first one, which is really fully in flower at the moment. And then I have this gorgeous variegated version. It has less flowers, but you can see the spreading habit. It's going to be doing exactly what I want it to do, and just sort of coming over the edge of the cobbles. And then behind that we've got some salvia in front of the roses. You can see that we've left some verbena bonariensis seeds or seedlings in there. Actually I can see some weeds as well. Ignore the weeds. And then this gorgeous phlox, which hardly did anything last year, but it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do this year. And the alchemillimolis is just starting to sprout, and that'll be a gorgeous sort of limey, greeny yellow when the flowers come. And then I've got the Ericium bulls mauve. It's not as thick as I wanted it to be. I'm sure it'll bulk up over the years. And behind that, the gorgeous geranium. And again, we have the yellow and the white daffodils, which I just think they look so pretty with all the blues and purples. And then it's just a repeat of the same thing all the way along this bed. And there'll be some campanulas and some scabia, some things like that later on in the year. And then right at the back there, there's a cerinthe that has self-seeded. How fantastic is that? It matches my colour scheme with the purple, and it's already in flower. And I did have a fabulous display. I'll put a video up on the screen of these giant snowflakes. And then here, lining the path, or what will be the path, I've got 3 peonies on each side, and these are just starting to shoot up. You can see that I've put some supports in, but I'm really struggling to find, I need 6 supports, I'm struggling to find the other 2, they're just not for sale, so I may have to in fact get some better peony supports for these. And then there's a baptisia here, which is just starting to sprout. And then on this side of the path, I've pretty much repeated everything. There are a few more shrubs. There's some 3 linarias here that I seeded myself. I grew them for seed, so I'm really proud of those because they're fantastic. Look at the daffodils. It makes me so happy. They're so cute. Really love those. And this rose is doing well at the moment. I don't want to speak too soon because the deer seem to be eating the roses, but I have a couple of buds on there. And then we've just got some evergreen shrubs that are going to take time to grow. And then over this side, I've got, there are some more salvias. You can see that an aquilegia self-seeded here, and I've just let it grow. In fact, there's a couple of things that seem to have self-seeded. That I think is an Ami Majors. and then some more phlox. And then this side, I planted a load of woodland anemones about 2 years ago, and this is the first year we've ever had any flowers. So they've suddenly decided to start sprouting. I really thought that they'd all rotted or something. So these are Japanese anemones at the back, and then some self-seeded foxgloves. There's an achillea here. I'm not sure how that's going to do in the shade, but that's self-seeded, so we've left it. There's a pulmonium, brunnera. I love the blue flowers of brunnera. I've got some of this outside my front door. More self-seeded foxgloves here on the shady side, and some hostas that are just starting to come out, and a heuchera. And then this rose is barely visible, but that's because the deer ate so much of it last year, and it just looks a bit weak and feeble. But I'm going to see how it does. It could be that only half a day's sun is not enough for it, but pretty sure Monty Don said he grows his in the shade. So we put a little blue spruce here. It should get pretty big over time, which will help give us some privacy because the holly hedge doesn't. I mean, one day it might fill out. I don't know what to do about it. It's not very happy. So here we had another lovely daffodil display. I've got some more phlox. That is in flower here. So this is a slightly taller phlox, and I think I've probably got about 10 plants around here. We do need to cut the border, but look at the alliums. I'm going to have so many alliums. And then this is the crabapple. I mean, all crabapples are beautiful, but this is my crabapple. So at the front of the border here, we've got some more daffodils. I've planted some sedum. This is the sunniest side of this front garden, and I really, I'd like a sedum hedge there. This is the viburnum that we transplanted from the back garden last year, and it looks like it's not survived. But when I scrape the bark, it's green underneath. So I don't quite know what to think, because if you scratch it, it's green. So I'm going to give it a chance, see what happens. So there are some gladioli coming up. This is a penstemon that I need to cut back now because it's time. So you cut your penstemons back in the spring, and behind, I think that's salvia. This is the clematis that flowered beautifully last year, and it looks like we should get some more. And then we have a sea of muscari in front of the lilac. I've planted some achillea here. And then more daffodils. Still needs some time to recover. And then I've planted a cornus. So some things have done well and survived. This looks like it needs a bit of water. We just planted it this year, and I think I can already see a weed in it. We also put this honeysuckle in this year, probably needs a water too. This is a white forsythia. I've put some giant scabious seeds in. Seedlings. I put some giant scabious seedlings in because I loved those so much last year. And these are my limelight hydrangeas, 3 limelight hydrangeas. There's a quince, it's growing really slowly. We've planted a couple of small evergreens. see how they do. I've actually had them in my plant nursery for a while, so I just want to give them a chance. And then you can see here that the lawn it's quite patchy, so we need to figure out why. Probably needs more drainage, or maybe it's too shady here. We may have to just make this bed wider. So then I've got some more Japanese anemones here, Joe Pye weed, some more hellebores. And then at the back here is the another hydrangea that we transplanted from the back garden, and it's doing really well. It's going to flower. And then this is another honeysuckle that's been in a pot for years, and I thought I'd try it on this wall. All of these foxgloves here were seedlings that we've just moved from various parts of the garden to this shadier area, and I just want to see how they do. And then these Ami here at the front, I mean there's a huge one and a couple behind. These were all self-seeded in this area. Then I've got some geums, another Cerinthe that's self-seeded and is in flower. I mean pretty much all of these things are self-seeded, so I'm just really delighted. Look at the size of that Aquilegia. This is the Garrya elliptica, and you can see that I did have a few tassels this year, but it looks like it's putting on a lot of new growth, so I'm delighted about that. So, you know, self-seeded, self-seeded, self-seeded. When I say self-seeded, most of them have come from our homemade compost. At least I think that's where they came from. In amongst here are the 3 vanilla frays that should get much bigger hopefully this year. There. Hydrangea vanilla frays. And then I've got more Brenneras and hostas in this area. And then this is the clematis that I planted last year, and it's going to flower beautifully. You can see that I've trained it along the wires that we put up here, so I'm really hoping to get a good display. And you can see here how the shade is starting to come into this bed from the wall. I definitely need some more evergreens along there. And then in this bed at the back, I've got Salvia amistad. I ring them with stones so that I know that they're plants and they don't get weeded by my husband. I've planted some Aruncus at the back here. So these should be big, white, frothy masses. So I've put 3 behind the Salvia amistad. I mean, that salvia's come back really fast, and the others are just a bit slower, not sure why. And with any luck I'll get some roses this year and the deer won't eat them all. I'm so excited about everything that's to come in this garden this year. Not only will we hopefully get the driveway done and it will stop looking like a building site, but all these flowers that are destined to arrive in this garden are just going to make me so happy. And just having a lawn makes it feel more like a garden, so hopefully we can get the patches repaired and do a better job of feeding it this year. I mean, we managed to get it to grow last year, so that's quite good. But anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed seeing the progress in the front garden in just a year. It's been really hard work, but I've loved every minute of it, and I really love just creating this space. And then every time we arrive home we just see the beauty, and it makes me so happy. And front gardens can be a little bit dull and boring, and people like to make them low maintenance, but I just want splashes of colour and life, and I want the changing seasons. And also it's quite a big space. We can't just, you know, leave it, plant a big tree and hope for the best. So we've decided to make it an actual garden that we can enjoy and we can wander around. And interestingly, when people come to our house, like friends and family, they comment on the front garden, so that makes me really happy, because I think, oh, people do actually notice when your front garden looks pretty. So the moral of the story is, don't neglect your front garden, make it a special place. That's what I'm enthusing everybody to do, because I love it. And yes, it is a little bit more hard work, but actually now that things are planted, there's less hard work. I mean, there's a bit of maintenance, but we haven't had to do much. We've put the irrigation system all the way around the garden this year, so hopefully we can get that up and running soon, because some of the newly planted plants look a bit thirsty, so we may have to do that. We haven't had rain here for ages. Not that you need to know that, but anyway. So this is a year on video. to show you what the garden looks like after a year, and I hope you'll agree that it looks good. Anyway, if you have any questions about the plants or how we're managing any of it, then do let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, then do subscribe to my channel, because I'll be posting loads more of the progress videos and also videos for our back garden, where we're planning to do a lot of work this year. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. On a tour of our front garden. About a year ago I posted still can't see anything. Hi everyone, it's Annette and welcome back to Coto Verde. Let's just wait for the motorbike to disappear. So come with me while I show you around the front garden. I don't know why I'm laughing. Why am I laughing? It's not even funny. Oh my god, I don't want to have the giggles again.